What up, boxing fans? It's your boy Laylo, aka Lalo, your host with the most, and you are now tuning into the hottest boxing podcast. Yee! Alright, man, so let's get right into it, man. I'm gonna talk about 3 fights that happened yesterday, including the fucking exhibition. Mayweather versus Logan Paul. But let's talk about Luis Cuba versus Jared Swift Hurt. Fight was a banger, man. It was a lot of action from start to finish, and my boy that I was rooting for, Hurd, came up short. But he's gonna do his thing, work his way back up. As a true champion. He been there before, and he has come back. So, but Cuba, did his thing, and he surprised me and upset it. Not only me, but a lot of people around the world, man. We really didn't give him no chance. But he did his thing, and he was landing big right hands over and over. His inside game was just on point, and there's big there's big fighters in his division that I wouldn't mind seeing him fight. The 160 division is stacked. We still got Triple G, even though I believe he's on his way out a little bit. He's still there. We do got Jamal Charlo in that motherfucker, and we also got Boo Boo Andrade. Munguia is in that division as well. So the division is hot. So there's plenty of fighters that Cuba could face, but I just think he just needed an opportunity. He looked great with Coach Salas. Coach Salas did a great job with him, and it's like a new start for his boxing career because he just beat up a former champion, and he did a great job. And I believe the right guy won, in my opinion. Even though Hurd's my boy, Hurd did a great job as well. He even scored a knockdown in the fight, which made it even close. But shout out to Cuba. He did his thing. The next fight I want to talk about is Badu Jack. Badu, I don't know who the fuck he fought, to be honest, but I'm not even too mad about Badu Jack, even though I want him to fight my boy El Ferro, but Badu didn't want no smoke. But I can't be really too mad because John Pasquale tested fucking negative 4 times, or positive, sorry about that, positive 4 fucking times in different 4 different fucking steroids and shit. And it's just sad, man, that Badu really wanted to avenge his loss against Pascal and shit. But Pascal, I believe he should be stripped from his title at least, and let Badu fight for that motherfucker. Badu believes that Pascal has been on that shit for a minute, and it's just crazy that he finally got caught. But I do want to see Badu fight my boy El Ferro, and I also want to see that matchup for the WBC. But will Badu fight him? I don't know. It's up to Badu, man, because my boy wants all the smoke, and he's ready, for war and shit. Anyways, let's talk about the matchup between Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. And I'm going to be straight up, man. I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even mad. Floyd told us from the get-go that he was going to rob you motherfuckers legally. And that's what he did, man. Floyd, did what Floyd does. Make money. The winners are Floyd's pockets and Logan Paul's pockets. Like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. Because Floyd told us from the get-go what he was going to do, and there was not going to be no winners. The only way you could win if you get a knockout or something like that. But other than that, there's no winners. It's an exhibition match. But, to be honest, I used to dislike Floyd when I was younger, but I appreciate him now. Anytime he stepped in the ring, he just that fighter that, he will be talked about for decades. Floyd is a master, on his craft, and he perfected that motherfucker. But I'm not really too mad about the outcome. Floyd, tried to knock this motherfucker out, but the dude was just too big, and he was there for survival, just to go all eight with Floyd. But dude came in over 200 pounds. Logan Paul over 200 pounds. Floyd still a small 155 pound fighter. But I think Floyd's boxing days is officially over. I don't think he'll be able to compete with the young lions as Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, those type of guys. So, this exhibition shit that Floyd's doing, great. I don't mind it. Like I said, I appreciate Floyd every time that he steps in the ring now. But will I pay for this, shit like this? Absolutely not. But I will watch. That's one thing I will do. But anyways, like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. I've seen a lot of, negative comments saying, even that people that attended the event, I've seen it on videos, that they were disappointed on the outcome, that it wasn't entertaining, that they expected a knockout and shit like this, man. It's not Floyd's fault, man, and it's not Logan Paul's fault either. So it is what it is, man. Whoever paid, that's on y'all. Whoever went, that's on y'all. But was the fight entertaining? Not really. And I'm happy I didn't pay for that shit either, because I would have been mad. But I'm not stupid. It's common sense, man. Anyways, man, that's pretty much about it, man. I'm talking about the fights that happened yesterday. Not too much. It was cool. It was decent. My favorite fight of the night was Hurd versus Cuba. It was just the more entertaining fight. And shout out to those guys. This weekend we got Shakur Stevenson coming back to fight. I really don't know his opponent's name. I believe somebody from Africa or something like that. But Shakur's back, and Shakur, he's a great, talented fighter in my opinion. I just want to see him, fight those guys at the top. But I don't think those guys at the top want to fight Shakur. Shakur is an excellent boxer, got amazing skills. There's the 130 division is stacked as well. There's competition up there. We got my boy Jamal Herring, Oscar Valdez, Chris Colbert, so on. But yeah, that's what we got this week in Shakur Stevenson fighting. And then after this weekend, the next weekend, June 19th, we got Teofimo Lopez versus Kambosos, and that's a fight that I'm interested in seeing. I know that Teofimo Lopez been training his ass off. I know Kambosos has been putting in the work as well, and it should be a great fight on Triller. So I'm excited, to watch that fight. The king of the 135, the undisputed champ. And there's a lot of haters that don't want to give Lopez the recognition of undisputed, which he is in my opinion. But it is what it is. Lopez is undisputed. He's the king of the 135 division, and he's the man in that division. Until somebody knock him off or out the way, beats him, he will no longer be the man. On that same day, we also got Charlo versus some guy from Mexico that I really don't know too much about. All I know, his name is Montiel. Charlo just wanted to fight a Mexican. He said it previously. So he chose somebody that us boxing fans are not really too familiar with, I think Charlo should beat Montiel. But after, he wins, I do want to see Charlo against some competition now. I would love to see a Charlo versus a Boo Boo Andrade fight. I'll pay money for that shit. I would love to see Charlo versus a Triple G. Still to this day, I would pay money for that. You know, sky's the limit, man. There's a lot of great fighters at 160 still. And then also that same day, June 19th is stacked with a lot of fights. That same day, we also got Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Fighting Camacho Jr. on an exhibition, and this is Chavez Sr. last exhibition fight. So you know it's gonna be in the Guadalajara, Jalisco, and on the undercard we got Anderson Silva, an MMA legend, a GOAT, fighting Chavez Jr. on a boxing match. So you know that matchup's very interesting. We'll see how it plays out. I'm interested in that matchup though. We got a legend MMA fighter versus a boxer, Chavez Jr., the first middleweight champion. And also on that undercard, we got Chavez Sr. other son, Orma Chavez, versus Canelo's brother, Ramon Alvarez. And they're 1-1 right now. And this is for the trilogy, you know. It's going to be a great event out there in Jalisco. You know, shout out to Toscano Boxing for bringing these fights up. And, you know, should be a great event. I'm looking forward to all these fights on June 19th. So make sure you guys support Lalo's Boxing on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Twitter, and on Facebook, man. Because I'm taking over this boxing game, man. I'm ready. It's the hottest boxing page on Instagram, the hottest boxing channel on YouTube that we're about to take over. And, you know, sky's the limit, man. So make sure y'all, you know, keep supporting. And I appreciate everybody that supports. And let me know what you guys thought about, you know,